What is up, Puckheads? And we welcome you back in to another episode of Pens and Pucks. I'm your co-host, Jordan. As always, I'm joined by my other co-host, Nick. And tonight is a very special one. We have the first of many, hopefully, film analysis, film breakdowns that we'll be providing you just to kind of help your understanding of when you're watching plays happen and the game of hockey overall. Nick, how you doing tonight?
Good, Jordan.
Are you sure?
I'm good.
The
I'm
short
good.
answer after the Capitals loss, brother. Look
Oh
at this
yeah,
guy.
yeah. We got smacked down tonight, but a couple empty netters. The score was 3-2, so
Yeah.
it was tight. It was a good comeback there, going down 2-0, and then coming back with the 2 goals. But unfortunately, we had that penalty at the end of the game there that solidified the game and got the game winner there with Tom Wilson. That dirty rat getting the goal. Right.
That guy was going off to players too, right?
Right. Jankowski was in the 10th row with that hit, right? Maybe it's a wake-up call. You can't go minus anymore, Jank.
The jaws, brother. So we are gonna break down a play from the Islanders Penguins game. It was February 20th, I believe. It was a Saturday night. The Penguins ended up winning 3-2. But this is a play that Nick highlighted he wanted to talk about and break down for y'all. So we're going to get into that. And we see this team in the very near future, so it's a good thing to look over. So without further ado, let's hop right into it. All right, so if we start here, Nick, the floor is yours, brother.
All right, so we have the Islanders entering our zone here behind the net. It's a little chip. Gino breaks out there. 71's coming down through the neutral zone with speed. And here we have the three Penguins. We have number 71, Malkin. We have Zucker on the inside, him to the right. And then we have on the far right, we have Brian Rust. As you can see, they're all in a straight line. And the Penguins have been doing this throughout the season. When you're coming down on a 3-on-2, you need to develop options. And we'll talk about these options in one sec when we get the film rolling here. So Gino has the puck. He delivers the pass. So Zucker, number 16, should be driving the net hard, going to the net with his stick on the ice. Rust is the third man high. He should be coming to the PNC logo to give Gino an option for a drop pass. That creates a 2-on-1 with Brian Rust and Zucker going down for the shot. Instead, because they're still in a straight line almost there, it hits Zucker's skate and the Islanders come back.
And then talk about a little bit about the defense here. As we saw, POJ turns his back to the play right here as he identifies a man crashing.
Right. So here you have Matheson and POJ defending in the Penguin zone. The Islander player stops on a dime, and POJ has his back to the Islander player, which is a no-no for any defender. You have to have the defender has to have his back to the other option and facing the forward that has the puck. So here you have Matheson taking a look with the Islander forward there that has the puck, and POJ has his back to him. POJ should have his face looking at the the offensive player, and then angling him out into the boards. Matheson has to worry about the high guys coming in. Now,
which are these two men, right?
Exactly. So the drop pass goes to Everly, where Matheson's standing still. Now you have two defenders with POJ and Matheson. Sticks are in the lane. They're defending the same guy, right? So you have Everly and I believe, who's that other forward there, Jordan?
I didn't see his number. I didn't get a look at it.
Okay. All right. So here you have Everly now straight to the lane on Jari there. And both defenders are taking that pass away for the one-timer. But that being said, now Everly has a lane just to go on Jari. It's a semi-breakaway from the dot. And you see what happens here.
And there's that famous poke check by Jari.
Right.
I mean, Nick, do you want to take another look at the play, or have you seen enough?
Well, again, if you're looking at how we defended the play, you can roll that. Okay. I believe that's Marino. He takes out the man. Gino's there for support. So that was a good back check by Gino. And he comes back, and again, we're going on a 3-on-2 in a straight line, and our defending here is awful. We have POJ with his back to the forward. We have Matheson standing still, looking at the puck possession as well forward. And then what happens is they still go to the same man, and then Everly has the lane there. So good back check by 71, helping out Marino, getting the puck out, starting a 3-on-2, moving his feet. And then unfortunately, we were in a straight line there, and they came back.
Now, you said earlier that, you've been noticing we've been with our zone entries, the straight line. If you're identifying it, is this something that the coaching staff should be identifying and breaking that habit? Why is this becoming a consistent thing that you're noticing and it's not being improved upon in your estimate?
Well, I think with all the video sessions and the tablets on the bench, it's probably being noticed. Again, it's more of a communication factor. Again, the players on the ice need to be communicating. I'm driving the net. I'm staying high. That's something that I preach with the minor hockey team I help coach. And we practice that. We practice driving the net, third guy high for an option. Hockey's all about creating 2-on-1s everywhere in the zone. So I'm sure it's being talked about in the room, on the bench. It's all about execution. And right now, maybe they're not listening to what Sully or Vellucci's preaching to them right now.
And okay, because he's so young, as a coach, would you give POJ a pass on that and say, hey, next time, basically, you got to square up to the man with the puck and you got to keep your back to the other option? Is that, would you be more concerned if this is a guy who's been in the league for 5, 6, 7, 8 years than a guy who's, obviously fairly new to the league?
Yeah, I think with POJ, you got to give him a mulligan on that play. He's learning every game. It's you're playing with men now. He played last year in the AHL, but now it's about you're up a level, and every level you're learning, and you're learning every game. And Mike Matheson, he's not the best defender in our own zone, and it's difficult when you're rotating partners. If he's playing with Letang, he's playing with Marino, he's playing with Matheson. Every defender has their own style, and it definitely, again, you have to understand who you're playing with, and their pros and cons. Both players, Matheson and Letang, they like to rush the puck. They're offensively minded. So POJ has that same mindset, and I think he needs to play with more of a defender, so he can play his offensive role and rush the puck and not worry about being that man back. Whereas when you're playing with Chris Letang as well as Matheson, you have to worry about your zone because that's not top of mind for either of those two defenders.
And when we freeze framed it there for a sec, you could see obviously POJ, he noticed the winger crashing wide, right? But Matheson, where we froze it, his eyes were locked on the man with the puck.
Right.
Now, is it too much to ask of Matheson to notice that, okay, clearly POJ's got his back turned and he's clearly identified the man crashing wide? Is that too much to ask of Matheson to either get in that middle lane and fill it out or to head towards the man with the puck?
I would prefer to see him go after the puck carrier, or again, you have to have your head on a swivel when you're a defender. He doesn't realize Everly's coming down as the third guy high, right? And also too, he lost the man behind him. Okay, he realizes that there's that one-time option. He lost actually two guys on that one play, and POJ is losing the guy with the puck in the corner as well. So that was just a mess in the defensive zone all the way around. But again, it comes to helping out your partner as well. He realizes that POJ has lost his man with the puck. So either he has to look at the third man coming high or go in the middle lane to cover that pass. But both guys go to the one-time side with sticks in the lane. You have Everly. Actually, the player 18 there, I think it is, that has the puck, he actually could have drove the net because
they both
nobody
left
was.
them, right?
They both left them. Yeah. So.
Yeah. So, I mean, this comes down to kind of, we're talking about a little bit of hockey IQ and communication, right?
Right. I think that the biggest thing is communication out there. It's, when you have two guys playing together on a nightly basis, they have that communication. It goes back to like Dumo and Chris Letang. Dumo's more of that defensive defenseman. Christopher is more of an offensive defenseman. They have that relationship. They've been playing together for years. You need to establish that, just like the forward group. I believe that was the second game that Rust, Zucker, and Malcolm were together. There needs to be some more communication there, and make sure that 3-on-2 is managed properly.
And even going back to how it all started, it was kind of a lazy play by Gino. We've seen him do it before where he puts a little air on the puck and goes with a cross ice pass. Why was he forcing it to Zucker? Did you think he didn't even notice Rust coming wide in?
I think that pass was to Rust. I think Gino was making the right play. He just honestly, if you go back to that session, he wasn't passing that to Zucker because it was behind Zucker and it hit his heel. Right?
Yeah.
He was trying to get it to Rust, but pass was a little soft, like you said. He sauced it. He didn't. It wasn't a hard attempt, and plus, and it was a low percentage pass because they were in a straight line. Rusty hadn't made that move to, like I said, that PNC logo on the ice. If he would have gotten there, Gino would have slid it more back than across Zucker's feet.
So, do you blame Gino at all, or do you think because of the entry, he was a dead man, basically skating? Let's say.
Well, he was definitely getting angled off the puck. He would have lost
too, right?
He would have lost possession. But if I'm coaching the Penguins, I would have preferred Gino because all three forwards or the two other forwards were in a straight line. I would have told Gino when he came off the bench, instead of making that pass, chip it in the corner. It's a safer option. Get it deep, right? And let's get back to it. I think actually Zucker would have probably, if he would have chipped in the corner, he probably would have got there first because he was on the fly.
And that's what sucks about having, one of the flaws of having a guy like Gino, he never does the chip and chase play. He always looks for the pretty pass, right? Like, at least Sid will chip it in. You know what I mean? But even he gets stuck looking for the pretty pass sometimes. I mean, see how many turnovers. We were talking about it privately, the amount of turnovers we've seen in the offensive zone from him, right, this year. So, yeah, Nick, just some final thoughts on, in terms of, you've noticed this consistently. Is this a bad sign with the defense moving forward to how they reacted? And then offensively, is the zone entry, is that something this team needs to continue cleaning up?
I think that the defensive zone, we can definitely clean up. I think, over the last couple of games, I don't think it's a defensive problem. They've been playing well in their own zone. We're getting guys back healthy, so that's a good thing. Guys are going to be playing with the same partner all the time and communicating. In terms of the offense, yes, I think it is, it is worrisome. We've talked about it off air and for years now, is how many turnovers the Penguins have at the offensive blue line. And it does cause teams to go the other way, odd man rushes. We see it all the time. We've seen a number, like we said on the first podcast there, a number of 3-on-1s, 2-on-1s, 2-on-0s, 3-on-0s the first couple of weeks. They are tightening up, which is a good thing. But if I'm Sully and there are no viable options on a 3-on-2, get that puck in deep and start getting to your cycle game and grind the puck down low below the dots.
Appreciate it. All right. So, guys, that's it for our film analysis video. Be sure to check out our next podcast episode that'll be coming out. And until then, we will see you next time right here at Pens and Pucks, you puckheads.